Celebration will go round in your family. I don't know the family I'm talking to. At the sound of your amen, I say celebration will go round in your family.
Good morning, Papa. Good morning, NSPPDS. My name is Nancy, and I am giving this testimony from the UK. Sometime before 2023, my sister called me, one of many other calls she's been, making, persuading me to join this prayer link that she found out about. And I always tell her, I already pray, I already go to church. I don't need to join some online prayer platform to feel like I'm praying. She would insist and I will hang up. And then one day, around the second quarter of 2023, she called me and she was crying and she said, before Mom passed, when she was really sick, somebody introduced NSPPD to me and I joined only once, and I was conscious of the data because it's 2 hours. So she was like, maybe if I had remained on the altar of fire and prayed, maybe Mom would still be alive. So when she said that, I broke down and I said, okay, I've heard. And she said, if you join and after 3 months, nothing changes in your life, you can stop joining. She even went ahead to send me data subscription, even though I could afford it. And that's how I joined NSPPD. And my life changed. The first miracle I received was miracle of peace of mind and faith in God. So joining, Papa said, write down things you want God to do for you. So I had these 3 siblings that were desirous of getting married. So I put down their names and today they are happily married. Another thing I put down on the list was my relocation. I've always wanted to move abroad, but I've had 3 visa rejections. But after I put it down, today I have relocated, completed my master's degree and graduated with distinction to the big one. I was a single mother of 1. Papa, that feels so liberating to use the word was. For over 6 years after my marriage ended, I told few people, I said, I'm not going to remarry. Marriage is bad. And they will say no and reverse it on my behalf, and I will just laugh it off. When I'm in a program and the preacher is, declaring marital settlement, I don't say amen. I'm not bothered. I don't want to. But being on the altar of fire and praying for my siblings and they married, and saying amen even to things you are not, going through or aware of, just saying that amen. It changed everything for me. Papa, I went to NSPPD UK prayer conference in 2025 August. Papa said, write it down and put a date.
Fix a date. The Lord has proposed. Who shall disannul it? The Lord has stretched forth his hand. Who shall turn it back? Rakadabalaya. For by 2 immutable things it is impossible for God to lie. Yadaba kotola. At the sound of your amen, you see that date you are fixed. Let the hand of the Lord bring a confirmation. Confirmed by the hand of the Lord, confirmed by the grace of God, confirmed by the fullness of God right now.
So I said, fine, I'll put a date. But in my head, I said, if this date come and goes and nothing happens, that's it. I'll just pray and say amen. No more dates. Brethren, November passed, December, January, and then February, which is the date I put February 14th, 2026. February came, and as at February 11th, I had no one. No one. I've not had anyone since 2023. And I wanted kingdom marriage. No sex. Everything done the godly way. I felt since God instituted marriage must be good. So I have to do the right things to ensure that. So back to the date, on 11th of February, I was telling my work colleague and friend, I said, I've not succeeded in meeting anyone. All the ones I've met, they're not it. After, few chats and conversations or maybe, hanging out once, they're not it. So I said, but on the 14th, which is on Saturday, I'm going to go out. I'm going to dress up, take myself out on a date alongside other people who are celebrating Valentine's Day, couples and all of that. And who knows, God might put somebody on my path. And if he doesn't, that's it. So on the 12th, somebody chatted me on Facebook. I ignored it like I've, been ignoring because I was tired. And he went on to ask, how are you doing? How do you see the weather? I was like, okay, fine. I'll just respond. I did nonchalantly. And on the 13th, he asked, what are your plans for the weekend? I said, I'll be taking myself out, and having fun. And he says, alone or with your kid? Because my profile had divorced mother of 1 on it. I said, oh, I'll be going alone. Or is there Papa, is there a crime in a single, person going out on a date? He said, no, that he would like to join me, on that date. I didn't respond. And he persuaded me and said, please allow me to join you. I said, fine. And I sent him the postcode of where I will be hanging out. Papa. He came 2 hours into the date. This man looked at me and said, I would like to marry you. When he said that, I would like to marry you, I screamed inside of my head. I said, this man can be serious. I mean, today is the last day I was expecting God to maritally at least connect me. If something happens on this date, it's a miracle already. Long story short, I told him, I said, if we're going to do this, we're going to do it the God way. The God way is that there is no sex before marriage. Doesn't matter that I have a child. There is no sex before marriage. We'll do it in a way that the foundation is based on God. And he agreed. He said, just tell me what you need, and that's what I will do. On the 7th of July, Papa, I am joyfully married. A day that has been a day of grief. My mom passed on the 7th of July. So it's always a painful anniversary for my siblings and I. But today, God has replaced it with a joyful anniversary. Ero, I have come to return all the glory to you. Thank you, Papa, for the prayers and the tears you shed for us on the altar of fire. Please don't stop.